TexarkanaFYI.com and all the stuff that goes with it. Blessed today to be meeting Eric Aiken, not only Fellowship of Christian Athletes, but Fields of Faith. Tell us, you just came in from one of the events.
Yeah. So actually, FCA does Fields of Faith. So it's all one big thing. And so we were in Paris on Wednesday night and had about 1,200 kids at it. Our team was trying to figure out how many kids came down just at the end there to just have prayer, and it was unbelievable. I think it was one of the most spiritual nights we've ever had at the Fields of Faith. It was really just an awesome night, and the community coming together. They'd had it there several years, but we kind of took control of it over the last couple of years and just have really helped them elevate things over there, just from marketing and everything that we do.
Well, now tell the Texarkana event's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up October the 2nd.
So October 2nd, and you do that over at the Hawks Field.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove.
So that's going to be over there, and I wanted to point out that it's not, it's for students.
Yeah.
But not just students. I want to encourage churches.
Absolutely. So, we want anybody to come and be involved in it. We're not going to turn anybody away. But our target audience is 6th through 12th grade. We want churches to bring in student ministries. We want them to bring anybody that wants to come. Man, we love adults from churches to come and be what we call altar workers, those guys at the end that pray with kids. And last night I prayed with a kid, or at our event in Paris, I prayed with a kid that had cancer. Like, a lot of kids come down, even though you're just like, hey, if you want to give your heart to Christ, man, come down. We want to pray with you. And that's the target. And kids just come down. I tell people before the event, I said, kids are going to come down just to have a hug. And that sounds so cliche and so corny for some of us, but man, kids today they just need somebody that cares, because the family structure, what we call traditional family, is no longer. We're sitting at this table and they don't even sit at a table to eat. You got a kid in this bedroom and a mom in this bedroom. And if there is a dad, it's over. They're just scattered. So there's no time around a table just to even process the day. Think about what that does for you and I, we were talking off camera.
I'm older. Back in my day, we only had one phone in the house, in the kitchen. So
we were talking off camera about praying mamas. There's something about that.
Yeah, it works.
When a kid doesn't have that, they're just looking for somebody to pray with them. So it's beyond just that. So, man, if you want to be an altar worker, you want to help pray with kids, man, be there. At 6:30, we'll meet about 6:40 at midfield and go over some details of that. And just love to have people involved. And I tell people all the time, my kids, my personal kids, they're 22 and 24, but they will tell you everything that my dad tells them. You know what I mean?
Right,
but they don't remember anything I say. So that next generation, I think one generation you skip it and they remember that grandparent, what tells them. So
well, thank you for my granny and her raising on me too, because
you remember what she told you.
Oh, absolutely. I remember every switching too, but kept us straight. The Fields of Faith.
Yeah,
it's more than just an event. It's it's a presentation. You have this year that you're going to have fireworks.
I don't know if we're going to have fireworks, but if we are, that's news to me. But
okay, somebody was telling me they were trying to pull that off for the end of it.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that at all, but there is a special ending, though. I will say that. So
maybe I misunderstood.
Can't say much about it, but there are going to be some. We could call it fireworks. That'd be a good thing, but not.
They might have meant something. I don't know.
We've got neon shirts this year, so it's going to be a big neon night.
You know how
if I kind of leave it at that,
Eric. If I said Eric, there's going to be some fireworks at the end of this one, and walked away, what would you think?
Yeah, there might be some fireworks, So, but
excitement. There's going to be a lot of excitement with Fields.
The big excitement is, man, kids' lives being changed forever. As a matter of fact, our speaker is a guy named Jason Jackson. I know this is going to be on social media everywhere. He's a social media influencer. He's on TikTok and Instagram. Has over 1 million followers collectively.
I hope he shares.
Yeah, absolutely. And he posted a video on Sunday. It's already got 3 million views in 3 days. It's unbelievable how God's using him. And the crazy part is he's from DeKalb, Texas, lives in Dallas area now. And now he's coming to speak for us at all of our fields of faith. But the crazy part is our very first one we did at Pleasant Grove at 12 years old, he gave his heart to Christ. So it's full circle for him. I mean, here it is. He's going back to the place where it all started for him.
Yeah, that's awesome right there.
Yeah.
And we're in the 12th year. How many of these do you do, though? I mean,
so this year, Paris. Our team will do 6 of them.
Okay.
So we go Paris, Pleasant Grove, Atlanta, which was birthed out of Pleasant Grove, Magnolia, Monticello, and then we finish up at Pittsburgh. And that one we've moved around. We've had it at Hugh Springs, Dangerfield, Mount Pleasant, now at Pittsburgh. We just kind of moved that one around a little bit.
And thousands of children are coming out for these. Thousands.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And the thing
blows my mind every year.
Yeah, the thing is, there's always room for more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's got to make you feel good. When it seems like a lot of I don't know, I'll just come out and say it, morals and mores and norms are all in question about what's right and wrong. To know that there's that many young folks looking for the truth.
Well, the absolute truth. And a lot of people don't want to believe in absolute truth anymore. But I mean, we get on top of this building, you jump off. Gravity is going to be an absolute truth. You're going to fall.
There's a handful of them.
So there is an absolute truth. And for us, in FCA, our absolute truth is centered around Christ. And we just share that message. And I'm not here to say who agrees or who disagrees, but it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. It's still the truth.
Come be a part of it. Hear the message, and God has a way of speaking to the heart.
Absolutely. But activity of the Holy Spirit, man. It does a lot.
If you're looking for answers, go to the right place to ask the questions.
Yeah.
And a Field of Faith event is, and I say event because I can't extravaganza.
No, I think events. We can go that far.
When you see that many kids cheering and having a good time and laughing and singing and praying, it's more than an event.
But the highlight of the event,
I was shocked when I reached out to Eric. I was like, I didn't think you'd have time to talk to me, So,
well, it's all about getting the message out. And so I'm going to pause, call a timeout in order to do stuff like this. And for us, the highlight is, we've brought in all kinds of speakers. I've had guys come in and bend it and break it. Old school power team guys. They're all friends of mine.
The baseball bats.
They're friends of mine. Great dudes. We had Jared Hall come in, who's an illusionist. And
I was going to say magicians.
But a magician. He is one of the best people you ever be around. Matter of fact, we talked this week, and just hoping to bring him in for some other things that we're doing. But the highlight of all of it is not those guys. The number one thing I hear is, man, when this kid shared about their faith. So we have students share their God stories, what we call them, or in the old school church, it's called a testimony,
Yeah.
And so they share about that, and they share what God's done in their life. 20% of where they were before Christ, and then 80% of what God's doing in their life and where they're headed. Man, when that's the number one thing we hear from kids is when they said something I knew then, I had to make a decision. And then the courage of that kid to get on the stage live or by video, because we do them both, and to share in front of thousands of kids is a major thing to do. And then to walk back into the school and to live that out, even beyond
12 years down the road, you may be speaking at an event about what. Beautiful. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So again, October 2nd, Hawk Stadium.
Yeah, I got to give it. First 1,000 get free Chicken Express that walk in the Hawk Stadium. So how about that?
Hey, all right.
We love chicken, right?
Yeah, who don't? So that's a good
gates
deal.
open at 6:30, starts at 7.
I would like to mention, if it's okay, that if you have whatever your organization is, if this moves you, get involved. Reach out to the Facebook page.
Red River FCA on Facebook, Instagram. You can go to our website, redriverfca.org, but all of our all-star stuff is still up there, so we didn't have time to kind of change that around. We got a lot going on.
As busy as social media, sometimes it's hard to keep the .com or I guess in this case the .org up, but on time when you're trying to keep up with comments in real time.
Absolutely.
Right. What'd you say earlier? I'm just here for the comments.
I'm just here for the comments.
But no, listen, Eric Aiken, all of the folks, Red River FCA, that's who you look for on social media. Come be a part of this. Get involved with it.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. I mean, and we're a 501c3. So, I mean, it's a donor-based
businesses.
ministry. Yep. So we got tons of businesses that have helped us out. I mean, before I got here, I was working on the graphic for next week to say thank you to them. It's just, it's amazing. We do 2,000 t-shirts. We did over 2,000 this year.
And by all means, please shout out to anybody you want.
Yeah. Well, if I start that, you know how that gets.
Well,
we had so many businesses this year and individuals and churches that donated to help this. So we gave out 2,100 free t-shirts to kids to help advertise it. So they're walking all over campus. All these neon shirts are everywhere. And it looks like a bunch of neon M&Ms running around, you know, or Skittles, if you will, the tropical flavored. And so, man, just all of those guys. Of course, you know, we mentioned Chicken Express with Rick Doty. Man, he just has been a believer from the beginning with this. And it's just phenomenal how the community comes together. And that's what we want it to be, is about community. So, I mean, you think about all the lines, the man-made lines that we talk about, where there's the state line, which we're sitting really close to right now, just right across the street.
That's
you know?
right, yeah.
So you got the state line, then you got the man-made school lines, if you will. Then you got the racial line. Yeah, you got racial lines, county lines. And
education.
the
divisions.
Yes, and denominational lines on the church side. I mean, you know, what would it look like if we just erased all of those for one night? That's what Fields of Faith's all about.
I was going to say, that's kind of what you do.
Yeah. And that's our
and there's
goal.
not a lot of events, activities, anything that you can say that about. So it is. It's
our goal is.
It's an awesome thing. I've back when, I guess it was probably maybe 10 years ago, I got to go out to one, and we did some video out there. But it's become so much more.
It is.
Since there's so many more people involved, so many more kids coming along, so many more people turning to the Lord.
Yes. Well, and you know, and kids now
are returning to the Lord.
Both of them. It's both. It's not either or. It's both and. But you know, the amazing part is kids are now calling it. This is kids. They're calling it Fields of Faith Day. Like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of cool.
There's even a hashtag.
Fields of Faith. So it blows my mind, and that I just get to be a part of it and watch God.
You know what? I think we could sit right here today, if I understand this correctly. We could just go ahead and pick a date and call it the Fields of Faith Day. And then the National Today.com. They'll put it on there.
That's right.
They're like, you know, and because I put one. There's one up on Texarkana FYI today, and it was like, in 2014, so and so decided this was. Sounds like a good day to us.
Every day's a national day. I think today's National Daughters Day that we're recording yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like all the things, you know. Yeah, it'll be Son's Day soon, you know.
Yeah, well, there's always a reason to celebrate, and Fields of Faith is a big reason to celebrate. So find out more, Red River FCA on Facebook, Instagram, the medias.
Yes.
And reach out to Eric.
Yeah,
and
love to visit with you.
If you want to get involved, make donations,
absolutely,
come be a part. There's always room.
You know, and I tell people all the time that maybe you're interested in being a donor. I'm asking you, but don't do it yet. Come to Fields of Faith and make your decision then, because I think it'll solidify like the why you do it. Because when what you want to do is give, but when you know the why and you marry those two, it's a powerful thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Eric, thank you so much for your time today.
Me, man. I appreciate it.
I'm looking so forward to October 2nd, Hawk Stadium. If you want to be a part and volunteer, get there as early as
6:30. Gates open, and we'll meet about 6:40.
First 1,000 people through the door get chicken.
Yeah, get free Chicken Express.
All right.
Thanks so much for having me.
Again, man. Thank you.